Shalom, shalom, shalom. Akim giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Chakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, a great millstone. Ruel, salutations to you, Akim out there risking your life and your freedom to push this word. More so now than ever before, in sincerity and in truth, because we are close to the end. As you can see, we're very close. I mean, we're so close you could damn near taste it. But I stumbled upon this article. As you can see, this is February 12th. It's out here. But the message is still the same. All right. So it says the title of this, and this is from Blacklisted News. Blacklistednews.com says chaos reigns in the streets of America as an epic crime wave terrorized the nation. And this is old biblical prophecy, man. As you can see, this picture is from Times Square. But let's go into it. It says, if you were hoping that the United States would become a lawless society, you have now gotten your wish. Some of the numbers that I am about to share with you are just mind-blowing. For example, I had no idea that police in New York City were injured by criminals thousands of times last year. All over the nation, law enforcement is losing control and violent criminals are getting the upper hand. We have never seen anything quite like this before, and I am entirely convinced that this crime wave is only going to get worse as the economic conditions deteriorate. Now, I guess he links to another link, economic collapse. Now, as you know, America's in $33 trillion in debt and over $150 trillion globally. This is money you can't pay back in a lifetime, all right? And the reason why this is important is because not only is America in debt, but the dominance of the dollar is failing. So what does that mean? Once these nations get a hold and say, you know what, we're done dealing with America. We no longer want to trade using the U.S. dollar and buying oil and precious commodities. They're going to dump the dollar. Now, the money has to go back somewhere. It's going to come back to America. And when that happens and the money comes back to America, anybody holding U.S. dollars, whether you got it in your hand, cash, under the bed, in your closet, in your bank account, your 401k, your retirement plan, all of it is going to be worthless, man. It's going to become worthless, which is also part of prophecy, the usher in of the MOTB. So, and we're going to get some scriptures. It says, even in capital city, crime is completely and utterly out of control. If you can believe it, the number of carjackings in Washington, D.C. was up 97.9% last year. Now, the reason why this is because people are suffering. People are going through it. They don't have any work, any jobs. Unless you've been blessed by the Lord. A lot of times, man, you're going to have BS jobs if you can even get a job. And then you get a job, they're paying, the minimum, which is $17 an hour. You can't survive with that. And in fact, if you have some children, it's really over for you. It says, residents of District of Columbia paid the sixth highest amount of car insurance when compared to 50 states in 2023, when an average annual full coverage of $27.56 last year, which amounts to nearly $230 a month, according to a report of Insurify. The report found that Washington, D.C. residents' car insurance premiums were 37% higher than the national average, which was $2019 for a full coverage policy, as national auto insurance rate increased by 24% last year. And the reason why it's going up is because carjacking. Police data show carjackings in the nation's capital spiked in 97.9% in 2023, with 958 reported carjackings last year compared to 484 in 2022, with motor vehicle thefts up 82% from 3,756 in 2022 to 6,829 in 2023. Vehicle theft in the greater Washington, Maryland, Virginia area also rose by 68% last year, according to the National Insurance Crime Bureau. All right, vehicle theft is even worse in some areas along the West Coast. In Oakland, approximately 1 out of every 30 residents had vehicles stolen from them in 2023. Could you imagine that? If you're in a neighborhood of 30 people, at least one of them got hit. And this is in every neighborhood. This is 1 out of 30 people. All right? So it's showing you that, times is getting tough. Times getting tough, man. And we come into a very scary and biblical time where things are going to get real bad. This is the judgment of the Lord, man. You people are playing. You have no idea what the Bible. See, with everything you can play with, the last thing you want to play with is the word of the Lord. Last thing you want to play with is with God himself. Y'all mocking the messengers. Y'all mistreat us, but y'all don't understand that we giving out his word. All right? So look, for you people that love to quote the Bible, this is what the Bible says. Ezekiel 2:8. But thou son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Talking about the house of Israel. All right, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all are rebellious as hell. And it's evident because y'all refuse to hear us. It says, open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. And when I looked and beheld, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. Now he's talking about an angel. An angel was angel told Ezekiel to eat the roll, referring to digest the understanding of the Bible. All right, which the book, that was the book. It was the Bible. He said eat it, meaning take it in and just ingest the information that you're about to receive. All right. And it said, verse 10, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, meaning inside and out. And there was written therein lamentation, mourning, and woe. Now, see, that's why people misunderstand. That's why people don't understand God. You know what I mean? Because you don't understand that throughout history, throughout the whole Bible, it's a lot of destructions and people in bad conditions, mournings. For goodness sake, we have a book of lamentation. What does lamentation mean? Passionate expression of grief or sorrow, weeping, all right, mourning, same thing. This is what Ezekiel said that what he read inside this book. Grief, all right, and woe. This is another thing. Great sorrow or distress, the troubles, misery. This is what's found in the Bible. So when we tell you that terrible things are coming, y'all look at us like we crazy. This is what the Bible, this is what God is about. This is the judgment that he's bringing on the earth. Salaki, I have to check the time. This is the judgment that he's bringing on the earth. You know what I mean? Y'all people don't know the Lord. So 2 Ezra 15, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. Right, because we're coming into a time where things are getting so chaotic. And it's not bad. It's not terrible yet. It's bad. But this is only the beginning. This is the warm-up, you know what I mean, before the actual game. So when things start to really ramp up and crime is through the roof, I'm talking about crazy, and they got to implement martial law, that's when the Lord's going to intervene. It said, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, right? Because Israel, Negroes, Latinos, Native American, whether you know it or not, is in today your captivity. You're a slave. The fact that you pay taxes, you're a slave. The fact that you need a birth certificate or you need a visa to travel, you need a passport to travel to other countries. You have to work, all right, and buy your groceries. You have to buy water. You have to pay rent. You're a slave. You're in Egypt. This is the new Egypt. All right? According to Deuteronomy 28:68, we should be let into Egypt again. This is the Egypt it was talking about. America and all the other places where we were scattered. It said, verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the lands thereof. So the Lord's about to smite Egypt as before, which mainly is America. Jump to 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. So the people of the earth, man, a lot of people are going to be destroyed. And one people should stand up and fight against another with swords in their hand. There you go, man. Civil war. That's a civil war scripture. Because things get so bad that people that used to be cool with each other, your next door neighbor, is going to turn on you. Because they're going to need something to eat. You know what I mean? And they're going to take it from you. Said, verse 16, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, meaning government officials. In the course of their actions, sustaining their own power, right, man? So they're gonna do what they want to do, man. Mainly to protect themselves. So it said, read a little more. Robberies grew 38% last year in Oakland. Burglaries increased 23%. Motor vehicle theft jumped 44%. Roughly 1 in every 30 Oakland resident had a car stolen last year. Look at that, man. He said announced that he would take California governor announced that he would be taking action, deploying 120 California highway patrol officers to Oakland and the surrounding area to conduct a law enforcement surge operation that aimed to crack down on crime, including vehicle theft, retail theft, and violent crime. See? I mean, people get stabbed, shot. It says Gavin Newsom wants to run for president at some point, and so he doesn't want to look soft on crime. Unfortunately for him, it is way too late for that. Other West Coast cities are also experiencing unprecedented crime waves, right, man? I don't even come outside, man, because people crazy, man. One thing, I forgot who said it, but it said when people have nothing to lose, they lose it. A lot of people are broke, debt out their ass. They got kids they can't feed. They fucked up. Excuse my French. They messed up in the game. It said in Seattle, one restaurant has officially been broken into 5 times in the last 6 months. Look at that. That just goes to show you where it's at, where the conditions of where it's at. It says sound of crashing glass have become too familiar in Sandia, a Mexican restaurant in Seattle's Laurelhurst neighborhood on Northeast 45th Street. End quote. As of today, now we have been broken into 5 times. Look at that, man. You can't even have businesses people are breaking into. It says in New York City, police officers are getting beaten at a record-setting pace. All right, so when the scriptures say the course of the action, it said the course of the action is standing there in their own power, man. People are going to do what they want, and the migrants is not helping the situation. So it says, I read the last 4 paragraphs. It said, it can be easy to ignore what is really going on in the world and tune in to the alternate reality that television creates for us. Did you know that a 30-second commercial during the Super Bowl cost $7 million? Let me see what it says right here. Put the commercial on. And then it's heavy in spirit because a lot of those commercials had UFOs. They kept putting UFOs in the commercials. If you Akim notice, that just goes to show you that the elites are just showing you, man, 2024 might be the year of our salvation, Lord willing. It says after sitting in front of the television for a few hours, you may be tempted to buy into the fictional reality that they are trying to sell you. But the truth is that life in America is not good right now, and the crime in our streets is only going to intensify during the months and years ahead. And that's the truth, man. So brothers, man, stay prayed up, man. although we have a lot of good things to look forward to, it has to get a lot worse before it gets better. So with that, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to our God, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Bashim, Wachakadash. Double honors to the apostles. Salutations to you, Akim. Till next time, Shalom.